while the music is still playing. Let's dance while the floor is still swaying. This moment will never come again. So let's dance while the music's playing. Let's dance for the sweet love that we found. Let's dance and pass the love around. Don't you know that this moment will never ever come again? So let's dance for the sweet love we found. Oh yeah. That's the way we both like it. Let's dance while the music is still playing. Let's dance while the floor is still swaying. Would never, ever, ever come again. Let's dance while the music's playing. Oh yeah. But if you're feeling bold, we can even do it thigh to thigh.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Cajun Country Clunkers. I'm Jim.
And I'm Lydia, and we are fixing the South one clunker at a time.
Well look, we're bringing y'all today right across the river. Y'all know we live in Louisiana, but we jumped over into Texas because we got a call, we got some information on I'm talking about a cherry of a vehicle that deserves to be resurrected from these woods you see behind us.
I know y'all can't see it right now, but behind this huge wall, this fortress of a forest behind us, there is a 1964 Thunderbird that is in its gravesite. And we got to resurrect this sucker.
Now this isn't just a car that somebody parked up a couple years ago and a few bushes and stuff grew up around it. This thing has been there for a minute.
Yeah, probably I don't know, like parked there in Probably like 66.
It looks like it. So y'all come join us as we rescue this thing from its woodland graveyard. In 1964, Petey Tumbletoe of Texas bought a 1964 Thunderbird fresh off the lot. It was the hottest thing in town. So he sends out and he calls his cousin from Louisiana, Pierre Fontenot. He said, Pierre, what do you want to do this evening? I got this brand new car. Do you want to go take an evening ride somewhere and have some fun? And Pierre said, Petey, of course, that sounds fun. That sounds like a good time. You got a new car. I can't wait to check it out. Well, Petey drove over into Louisiana and picked up Pierre. They went on to have this magical, fun evening, enjoying the new car until it got later in the night. And the boys got together and said, you know what would be good if we could get us a 6-pack of beer somewhere, celebrate this evening, finish it off right. So they went to the only convenience store in their local neighborhood only to find out that it was closed. The front doors were still open and it was unlocked. So Petey said, Pierre, let's just go in and get a 6-pack of beer. We don't have our wallets, we don't have no money, so we'll get up first thing in the morning, we'll come back and we'll pay for the 6-pack. Ain't no harm done. Well, little did Pierre and Petey know that the gas station was owned by an older couple, which his son was a state trooper in the state of Texas. As they walked out of the convenience store with their 6-pack, somebody spotted them. Calls were made, and then it began a chase. So the 1964 Thunderbird on the open road with state troopers behind them, zigzagging through country roads until we ended up here. Petey and Pierre stuck in the woods in the middle of nowhere. The car was stuck. They were scared to death. So they just decided, you know what? It's not worth the trouble over a 6-pack of beer. And they abandoned this car right here in its woodland grave.
Where'd you hear that story at?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't have a backstory on it, so I figured I'd give it one. How'd it sound? You like it?
It sounds like this is Petey the Thunder Chicken.
Petey the Thunder Chicken.
In honor of Petey Tumbletoe.
Petey Tumbletoe and Pierre Fontenot on a whirlwind adventure. It all ends here.
What do you mean ends here? It's just beginning for this thing.
Now, in all honesty, we wish it had a really cool story that we knew about. We're sure that it does. We just don't know. But what we do know is that we have a 1964 Ford Thunderbird. And it has been in these woods for so long. I wish I knew how long. I'm guessing 50 years, just by the size of the growth of these trees that are around it. That don't happen overnight. And it warms my heart to know that we're going to be able to get this thing out so other people can see it and enjoy it. If nothing else, just put their hands on it and be able to see a classic car like this. There are so many people that doesn't even have the opportunity to see this, much less touch their hands to it. These classic cars, they're out there, but they're getting harder to come across as hen's teeth. Now, we honestly really don't know what all we're working with here because it is locked up. The doors is locked, trunk's locked, hood's locked, closed. We're going to have to get into that as we go. But in the state that it's in, we're going to have to dig it out of this grave so we can even get to it. Right now, you open the doors, it hits roots, it hits piles of dirt. So we need to get it out in the open, get it to where we can get tools to it, and see what we can work with. I hope that it has a complete motor and transmission. Oh, that would be fantastic, along with some interior. Doesn't even have to be all of it. Doesn't take much to get me excited when it comes to these things because I am all about them, and Lydia is just as passionate.
Looking in this window, Petey must have gave her the full onion whenever he was driving because it looks like the whole interior's here. But none of it seems to be in the right place. So at least we do have some of the interior that we can see.
Well, you got to think about it. Old Petey was running from the law. There's no telling what he was up against.
Okay, so the trunk is locked. We can't get in the trunk, y'all. We're gonna have to take a drill to it or something. So that's gonna be saved for whenever we get it out. But hear me out. What if it was Pierre that took this car and hid it back here? He knew that everybody knew that Petey had just bought it, right? But then Petey had gone missing as well. And in the trunk. What?
Well, you got to turn it to the dark.
Everybody's thinking it, okay? Everybody's wondering what's in the trunk.
You know, I was thinking, what if that six-pack's still back there?
If that six-pack's back there, I'll shotgun one with you.
We're standing in this little opening where we're going to try to get in to gain access to the car. Now, the car's about 100 yards into the woods this way, and it's only about 25 yards that way to the edge of an opening where we can get to with the truck. So we've only been in here about a half a dozen times, and we keep losing our way and taking different tracks. So we're going to go through here methodically and hang some flagging. That way it's easily visible and we can get our pass down. So we start clearing this roadway out, we're not going to veer off to the right or the left. We know exactly where we're going.
Now, even though we are going to have to cut down a few trees, we are going to do the bare minimum of cutting down. We want to try to leave as much of this preserved as we can, but also just big enough that we can fit our trailer back there.
Don't know where I'm bound. Driving by the river, there's a hole in the ground. Hand-me-down t-shirt sticking on my back. Heading for a stall. On my way to nowhere, I'm not afraid at all. Roll out my window, can stand the fresh air. So far from the city, couldn't even compare. Ragged down highway, too many miles from home. Heading for a fall. Had to get up to crawl. I ain't got no time to stall. On my way to nowhere, I'm not afraid at all.
Jim, I'm going to start shoveling this out while you finish setting everything up.
Sounds good to me.
Well, I bet it does.
The last time I got to spend on the end of a shovel. So yesterday evening, after me and Lydia got done with this whole road cutting back in here, we were completely spent. So we didn't actually do anything with old Petey here. We figured we'd wait and get a good start on it this morning. So this is the first step. We're hoping that these tires will hold air. If any of them hold air, it's going to help us get it resurrected out of its own grave. So Lydia's got this first tire cleaned up, and actually the tires look pretty decent. I mean, they don't look good, but they don't have a whole lot of dry rot that you can see in them. Maybe it's because it was parked way back in the shade. Hopefully that's the case. But we're going to be really gingerly delicate with them to try to hope we can get at least a few pounds of air in them. I doubt they're going to roll anyway, but even sliding on aired up tires is easier than sliding on flat tires. There we go.
Uh-oh. That is going home with us as a souvenir.
It'd really be cool if we could find all of the rest of them. Now that's something I definitely would not have expected to see today, and that is a valve cap. We're kind of on a roll. I hate to say anything, but maybe this one will air up like the other one did. I mean, one is better than none, but two would be better. We would be at 50% if we had both of these things aired up on the front. No stinking way. So one thing about these old tires that's been sitting up and flat like old Petey's tires here, one thing that I always do is squirt a little WD-40 in that valve stem. Now, you're kind of on borrowed time getting these things to air up anyway, but a lot of times you'll see people and they'll go ahead and stick that air chuck right on there, and there's dirt around that valve stem and those valve seats are dry. So even if it does take a little air, then you have a leaking valve stem. Well, this softens up those seats as soon as the air starts going in there, so you got a lot better chance of that valve core actually seating when you take the air chuck off of the tire. So we're giving it every opportunity to work out. We're at 50% right now, and I'm happy with where we're at. But it would be remarkable if we just got one more of these things to air up. We need to buy a lottery ticket on the way home.
This is the best $60 we've ever spent.
By far.
You look really great doing that.
Well,
Really puts your back into it.
it's really not the most convenient of positions to be in.
Maybe if you give it a little shimmy, see, just like that. Give it a little shimmy whenever you go
Little
down.
Jimmy shimmy.
A little jimmy shimmy whenever you get down there. See, like that?
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody say a little prayer.
Say a little prayer for you. Well, this is the last one. I have zero faith.
No stinking way.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. Be right back.
The bad days are gone, and now I'm on the road. Will it take me? You might have heard that I was down with the blues, but I can't give you
Before we can move this car, we have to move this boat. That is cracked all to heck. And if it wasn't cracked, it'd probably be coming home with us. So we're gonna get that rigged up, get that moved. Then we'll be able to get old Petey out. Hopefully that fast.
The bad days are gone, and now I'm on the road. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. I'm on the road. Those bad days are gone, and now I'm on.
I'd love to know how long all this stuff has been sitting here. I mean, did you see that I had to lock the brakes in on the truck to get it to even move that little boat? But it is full of water. Water weighs 8 pounds a gallon, so you can just imagine how much that thing actually weighs.
All right, up next, the car. You know what? Maybe it'll be just that easy.
Yeah, sure it will.
Now, Jim's never gonna praise himself, but last night we had a trailer and a winch. Specifically, a winch that did not work. And he was able to get this welded to the trailer. Maybe it's not the prettiest thing, but pretty doesn't always have to be functional. And it definitely works. Crazy someone was just throwing that winch away. Isn't that crazy?
You know, it's one of them things. You kind of, that poor man, poor ways kind of way of thinking, you know, it's all in one piece. Something broke on the winch. So what are we going to do to fix it? Well, there might not be a fix because it might be burned up. Could be a million things. But what we found with that is it actually had a broken ground cable going to the solenoid that swaps it to forward and reverse. And the engaging mechanism to make it free spool or lock into gear was stuck. All it needed to be was cleaned up and lubricated and all put back together. Free 99, works like a charm.
Now this is a 12,000 pound, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a 12,000 pound and it's obviously strong as all get out. I couldn't be happier with it.
Well, and Petey, whenever I looked up Petey's weight, Petey weighs around 4,300, so we should have no issues.
4,300 pounds of weight plus 1,000 pounds of dirt, pine straw, spider webs, who knows what else, but still we have a 12,000 pound winch. Even if it weighs more than that, we will come up with a way to double block it if we got to. But we're on the cusp of getting Petey back out in the daylight. Well, I'm trying to find a good place to hook the tow chain up to old Petey here. And it feels, I don't know why, but it feels like it is just jam-packed full under this frame, under all this stuff. And I really wanted to, oh, I think I might have found it. I'm trying to find where the frame ties into the suspension in the front, and I think I might just have got it. All right, take a little bit of slack out of it. So we got the back two tires to hold air, but they leak back down. Not the end of the world. So we're gonna try to get everything set up, get it ready to go, and at the last minute, we're gonna shoot some air in those back two tires and see if we can get it to roll on out. But the way we got this set up, we have our tow hook hung in the frame on the front of the car. It goes over here to this tree, to a block system, back over here to the trailer. Now, the reason that we done that is the trailer's coming in this way, the car is facing this way. So we're gonna try to work the front end of the car over, and if we can get in it, we're gonna turn the wheels, even if we have to skid it, to slowly start working that car back to where it's lined up with the road. Then we should be able to back up to it if we can get at that point and winch that baby up on the trailer. Are y'all ready for the big reveal?
Let's see if we can get these wheels to turn. You think?
It's wanting to.
Is it?
Yeah.
You might have to do it. I don't know if I'm strong enough.
We might not be able to get them to turn without jacking it up. Might have to just, when it starts to pull, just kind of hold some pressure on it. Well, so much for that little fella.
The good old shoelace knot.
That definitely won't hold up. But this knot, it will. It's going to slip and pop and grunt a little bit, but that's okay. At the end of it, it'll tighten up and it'll go.
This time.
This time.
Do you realize how deep this hole is?
That's wild, ain't it? Old Petey been there for a lot of years.
All right, one more adjustment on the trailer. We'll get her.
Across the river, there's a woman I know. Sometimes I go there and I knock on her door. I said, baby, 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 let's waste some time. If you ain't got nothing better to do, let's waste some time. Ever so often there's a girl's night out in the wee hours. She comes calling all right, saying, baby, 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 let's waste some time. So if you ain't got nothing better to do, let's waste some